What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another ASC YouTube video. And today, well, I may have made a mistake. You see, I put out a call on our Instagram story the other day saying, drop us some of your NFL offseason hot takes, whether they relate to free agency or the draft. And I wanted to see what you guys were thinking was going to happen this upcoming offseason, because we are in this little bit of a slow period before, the free agency starts up. So yeah, I'm going to go through all your guys' takes. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this in the comments below, because I actually like seeing what other people are thinking rather than just myself and, other ASC members. And it's kind of interesting, but I know some of these are for the meme. Like I have one right here from Stu_Shan that says, Trevor Lawrence will not be number 1 and will fall to 15. But yeah, those are the kinds of takes I'm not going to be really looking at, because obviously they're insane. But yeah, be sure to like the video and subscribe here on YouTube for more content coming soon in the off season. I'll probably be doing prospect reports, more NFL draft coverage, free agency coverage, and all other sports. Let's get right into it. Before we get started with this video, I just wanted to say this video is brought to you by Prize Picks, the simplest form of fantasy sports betting right now. You pick 2 to 5 players and can win up to 10 times on any entry. It allows multi-sports, so you can do Mahomes over on fantasy points and an under on LeBron James. If you sign up using the code ALLSPORTS, you'll receive an instant deposit match of up to $100. Check it out on the App Store or web browser. Prize Picks. Use code ALLSPORTS for up to $100 deposit. I'm going to start with this really interesting one that I saw. This one comes from Jonas with 2 S's, 122307. And he says, after not reaching a long-term deal, the Cowboys tag Dak Prescott and the Panthers make a push to trade for him. This I actually find very interesting, and I actually don't think Dallas and Dak are going to be coming to a long-term agreement this offseason, because I find it ridiculous that they haven't already. Dallas has just tried not to pay him for so long, and they've been paying guys who should be way lower on their priorities list, way more money than they deserve, like Ezekiel Elliott and Jalen Smith, instead of Dak Prescott, and that's just kind of screwed their cap right now. What I find interesting about this take is I agree with the tagging part. The Panthers making a push to trade for him, that I find realistic, because the Panthers obviously have shown that they're trying to be aggressive for a quarterback this offseason, and they offered number 8 overall for Matt Stafford. They're probably going to be heavily in the Deshaun Watson mix and also top quarterback draft pick market. This take, I actually think that's pretty realistic, except for the part, I don't think Dallas is going to try and trade Dak unless Dak demands a trade, which I don't really see happening. But otherwise, this is a decent take. This one comes from Lova J. If I butcher a lot of names in this, I'm very sorry. And it says the Browns will trade for Marshon Lattimore. I can see this as realistic, honestly. Browns have money to spend, some money to spend. They have a need at corner. And the Saints, their cap situation is a total mess. The Browns trading for him, I can see that being realistic if the Saints want to dodge kind of, paying him next year. I don't really know. You got him on his rookie deal still. I think he's hitting his 5th-year option this offseason. It could possibly happen, but I think the real trade candidate this offseason at the cornerback position is Stephon Gilmore. Chicago Sports Insider, Penei Sewell will drop out of the top 10. I don't think this is crazy, as some people are going to make it out to be. Apparently the NFL is higher on Slater than we think they are, and they're also lower on Sewell than we think they are. Do I think he will end up dropping out of the top 10? No, because there's a lot of offensive line needy teams in the top 10. So I don't think he'll get out there. I think he'll still end up being a top 5 pick. It's just a matter of, does Cincinnati like Slater or Sewell more? Or do they go Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts? Who really knows? Nah, I don't think he will. I think he'll stay in the top 10, but I don't think this take is that insane. K_Oliver 15. The Jets pass on a quarterback and draft Devontae Smith and also sign Allen Robinson and Will Fuller in free agency and Sam Darnold has a great season. Let me just get this out of the way. If you're signing Allen Robinson and Will Fuller in the same offseason, you are not drafting a wide receiver at 2 overall. That's not happening. That would be complete overkill of resources on one position group. And you just took Denzel Mims last year in the 2nd round. I really like Denzel Mims. Let him get a shot. Don't forget about him because he's a special talent. I think you could get one of those 2 receivers in free agency, and I do think the Jets are going to ultimately take a quarterback. You know, Darnold has not performed well. He hasn't really shown much in the NFL to warrant being kept around as much as people are trying to put it out there that he should be. So hitting that reset button with a Zach Wilson or a Justin Fields is worth it. And also the aspect that you're going to have him on a rookie deal with a good coaching staff coming in and a ton of free agent money to spend. You're going to set him up to succeed. I would do that and hit the reset button and get as many years as you can with this quarterback on a rookie deal. That's going to be better than Sam Darnold probably. And then you just trade Sam and bite the bullet. Josh Vink 04 says the Lions will trade up and get Justin Fields, and they'll use Goff as a bridge quarterback in 2021 and cut him next year. Okay, this is a real possibility, but I don't think this is going to happen. I do think Jared Goff has a real shot of getting cut in 2022 because his contract is structured for him to be cut next year because of the dead cap is already paid off, and they can afford to do it next year. I don't think the Lions are going to trade up for Fields or trade up for a quarterback or even take a quarterback in this draft. I truly believe that they like Jared Goff and they could see him as a reclamation project because Brad Holmes, their new general manager, helped draft Jared Goff in 2016. It was a big reason why the Rams moved up to take him. He took this deal where it's 2, you would presume, late 1st round picks and Jared Goff's big contract over Carolina's offer of number 8 overall. If I'm the Lions, I personally would take 8th overall. They obviously saw value in Goff, and I truly believe that they want to, kind of see what Goff still has, especially with him being doubted, because he hasn't really been doubted in his career. He's never been told that he isn't the guy, and I think giving him a year where he can try and prove himself instead of him just being handed everything, I think that could be valuable to them. And I think they're going to be kind of like the Bills in the mid-2010s before they took Josh Allen, where they needed a quarterback, but they didn't take one until 2018, and they just kind of kept trading back and getting assets. So once they needed that quarterback and they saw the guy and they had a roster at hand that could be good for that quarterback, that they could move up for him. So I think the Lions are going to be a team that's going to be a very real move down candidate. So I think the Lions are going to stick with Goff for this season and, kind of move around or maybe take a receiver. This is from Gerardo_Gongora. The Cowboys draft Kyle Pitts. I don't hate it. I love Kyle Pitts. He's top 5 player in this class for me currently. He might end up being top 3. I love Kyle Pitts that much. Michael Gallup probably won't be on this team past 2021. And I honestly think they should trade him this offseason. Taking Kyle Pitts, I wouldn't hate it. I actually really would like that pick if Dallas made that selection, but I don't think Pitts will be there. If he's there, that would be insane. And if they took him, I'd love it, just like how I love the CeeDee Lamb pick. It's just an embarrassment of riches for Dak to succeed. So, yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. I'd be so down for that if that actually happened. This one's from DannyBoy_18. Keep an eye on the Jags getting Allen Robinson and Robert Tonyan. Okay, well, Danny, I'm going to have to break your heart really quick here. So, Allen Robinson, I highly doubt he's going to want to go back to Jacksonville. I'm just putting it out there. He's been through how shitty that organization can be. And if they can actually, have a good quarterback there, and obviously they're going to get Trevor Lawrence, but they just hired a coach that I'm not a fan of. I think Robinson wants to win and play with a good quarterback. And then Robert Tonyan, I mean, sure, maybe you could get Tonyan, but as a Packers fan, I can say this. I think Green Bay would be very much okay with letting Robert Tonyan walk in free agency if he got paid. But the thing is, I think they're going to tender him with a 2nd round tender, which is like $3 million. So if you want to sign him, you're going to have to trade a 2nd round pick to Green Bay, because I don't think Green Bay is just going to let him be on the exclusive rights tag and let him sign anywhere, because he will get money in free agency. So if you want to give them a second round pick, you can, but that would probably be, I think you own pick 33. You don't want to give up pick 33 for Robert Tonyan and also have to pay him. So do whatever you feel, but I don't see this as that likely. This is from Sawyer Van Antwerp. Curtis Samuel signs in New England and turns into a top 10 wide receiver. I don't really see Curtis Samuel signing with New England. Like, cool. I really like Curtis Samuel. I think he's a great player for like a gadget kind of offense. He's got a very unique skill set to be utilized, and they would be using him wrong in that aspect. I would love to see him in like one of those Shanahan, LaFleur offenses where they use him really creatively. If you're expecting him to become a top 10 wide receiver in that role, you're not. Like, that's not going to happen. And Curtis Samuel was being misutilized for his entire career with Rivera and Scott Turner. And once Joe Brady showed up, he figured him out. And he's going to get a decent amount of money, but a top 10 wide receiver with how wide receiver rich the NFL is, highly doubt it. Last, we'll end on Harrison Boyd, who says the Raiders will acquire Russell Wilson. All right, so I will give my input on the Russell Wilson rumors right now because this entire thing is stupid, in my opinion. I don't think he's getting traded at all. So the teams that Russell Wilson listed that he would be interested in playing for were the Raiders, the Bears, the Saints, and the Cowboys. Let's take a look at each of those teams and why I think that he's just not going to get traded at all. And I also don't think there's any reason for him to get traded from Seattle and why Seattle would even think about trading him. Let's start with the Saints. Their entire cap situation is a mess. The Raiders, I could maybe see happening if he were available. They got a decent weapon there. Their offensive line is okay. They need to work on the interior. Their defense sucks. They're going to be playing in the division with Kansas City. I don't really know how much of a contender you could be in that division. Then Dallas. Look at what they've done with Dak. They've completely disrespected him for the later part of his career so far. And I mean, you could do a Dak for Russell Wilson swap, but why would Russ want to go there? I mean, the offense would be great, but you'd be downgrading coaches heavily, even though I think Pete Carroll is kind of overrated. I mean, you're going from an old school styled offense, put a ton of emphasis on running the ball and not letting you cook and not protecting you at all, to a coach who cannot update his game at all. I don't really see the appeal in that for Russ. And then you have Chicago. And I have no idea why he's interested in Chicago at all. You're going from bad offensive line to another bad offensive line. Good weapons in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf to weapons. And I mean, if Allen Robinson is there, then yeah, you're going to have good weapons. But I mean, Chicago's going to have no assets if they're trading for Russ. So they can't beef up that O-line at all for him. And that's like his main complaint with the team. I remember he was complaining about his only receivers really being Jerron Kearse. They won a Super Bowl like that. And now he has DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Like, dude, you're not getting traded. But otherwise, that is going to be it for this video today. And I hope you all enjoyed me going through some of your off-season hot takes and predictions. If you guys want to see more of me reading off, the fans' takes and our followers' takes, please be sure to let us know below and show some love on this video by leaving a like and subscribing to this channel. Also, if you want to be involved in a video like this and have some of your takes show through, be sure to follow our Instagram at AllSportsCulture, where we'll routinely put up posts like these and we'll, use some of your guys' takes for some of our content that we put out on there or even on this channel. So thank you again. I hope you all enjoyed, and that's going to be it. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.